Hey guys, LQ here with the LQ Review. Thank you for being here and joining me where we talk about all of the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please hit that subscribe button and let's talk about what I would love to see in the Toys That Made Us Season 4. So I did my review for Season 3. That's been up for a couple of weeks now. Make sure you check that review out. But the Toys That Made Us Season 4 is almost certainly to get greenlit because the first 3 seasons have been so successful. So Netflix has not announced yet what they plan on doing for season 4, but I've got some ideas that I'd like to see. And I'd like to float them your way and see what you think of my ideas. And maybe you can give me some ideas that I'm missing. So sticking with the 4-episode format, I've picked out 4 toys from my era, from the 80s, 90s, 4 toy lines that I think would make for a great season of the Toys That Made Us. Now, the other 3 seasons have kind of always had one episode that kind of focused on a girl brand. So I did that as well. I picked out 3 kind of boy brands and 1 girl brand that I think would make for interesting episodes. So let's talk about them. The first one that I wanted to talk about is Voltron. And I know that Netflix had a Voltron revival recently, and there's some Voltron toys in the store now, but I'm talking about that original Voltron TV series that was out in the 80s. I think it was Voltron and the Defenders of the Universe. Guys, I loved it. I remember watching the Voltron cartoons and just having a blast. And my goal when I was a kid was to get all the little characters, the lions. I had to get all the lions so I could make the Voltron character. It was a great marketing scheme, right? If you want to make Voltron, you've got to buy all the characters. and by golly, I was able to track down all of them. And I remember putting them all together, and they didn't always go together just the way that I wanted, but I remember putting them all together and just being fascinated at the idea of having this full-size Voltron character here. And it was so much fun to play with. And for me, Voltron is one of the toys that made me. It's one of the toys that made me the kind of the movie geek and TV geek that I am now. So the first property that I would want would definitely be Voltron. All right, the second one. Thundercats. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. How have they not done an episode on Thundercats yet? That is something that kind of boggles my mind because Thundercats, they were such a big deal. Thundercats was huge. Like Thundercats was like the companion piece to He-Man, right? He-Man and Masters of the Universe. You had He-Man and you had Thundercats. And yeah, guys, I spent a lot of time and my parents spent a lot of money on Thundercat toys, and I had the castle, the cat castle, and I had the bad guys play set, and I had the car, what was that? The Battle Cat? No, that was He-Man. What was He-Man? What was the Thundercat car called? But I had the car, I had all the figures, all the villains, guys. I had the whole set. I had the thing that you put the Mumra character into, and when he's a mummy. And then you hit the button and it flips him around, and out comes Mumra, the main villain when he's He-Man up. I had them all. And Thundercats was so much fun to play with. I had crossovers between He-Man and the Thundercats, where it was He-Man and the Masters of the Universe versus the Thundercats. I would have them team up. I'd have Skeletor and Mumra team up. I had so much fun playing with those toys when I was a kid. I loved it, by the way. About 2 years ago, they had a comic book, Thundercats and the He-Man and the Master of the Universe. I got all 6 of them because they were fulfilled this childhood fantasy of mine, to have Thundercats and He-Man cross over. So I love the Thundercat toys. They were right up there with He-Man and Voltron and the Ninja Turtles. Thundercats were huge for me. They got to do a Thundercat episode where they focus on that toy line. The show was good too. I've got all the seasons of Thundercats on DVD. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. They got to do a Thundercat episode. I don't know if maybe they think it's too derivative of He-Man or what, but they've got to do it. Next one is Dino Riders. Who remembers Dino Riders? Do you remember Dino Riders? Oh my gosh, I loved the Dino Riders, and I owned them all. The T-Rex, the T-Rex with Kronos's, 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 brain box on it and all the guns and everything on that. The Diplodocus for the good guys with Questar, the Triceratops, the Raptors, the Pterodactyls. Guys, I had them all. I had all the figures. I remember I even bought the battle packs. These were packs that just came with the figures. No dinosaurs. I had them all. Like my grandma, God bless her, before she passed away, she for Christmas, she would always get me something big. I always counted on my grandma to get me something big for Christmas. And I always knew I was going to get something special. Sidetrack. One year, she lived in Illinois. One year we went to a family reunion, right before Christmas. And my parents, they said, Grandma's main gift, you're going to get Grandma's main gift on Christmas Day, because we stayed at Grandma's house. And my parents said, you're going to get the main gift from Grandma on Christmas Day, but Grandma has a present for everybody at the reunion. You're going to get something little from her because you're getting the main gift on Christmas Day. And then my dad was like, that's because your main gift is bigger than everybody else's main gift. So just take your little gift and shut up. And I ended up getting a Skippo game. And I was like, what the heck is this? A Skippo game? These guys are sitting here playing with Thundercats and other action figures. I want an action figure. And I was so annoyed. And then a couple of days later on Christmas morning, I opened up the T-Rex and I was like, yeah, I was flexing. Dino Riders was so great. Dino Riders is a huge part of my childhood. The cartoon only ran for maybe 1 or 2 seasons, but I've watched them all on YouTube over and over again. You can watch Dino Riders for free on YouTube. Doesn't cost anything. And they are still great cartoons. Why is there not a Dino Rider DVD set? That's what I want to know. Or Blu-ray set. Or at least be on a streaming channel somewhere. You can't even stream Dino Riders. Dino Riders is like erased from history. Only trace of Dino Riders is the cartoons on YouTube. That's the only way you can find them. It's on YouTube. And you can find the toys on eBay. And that's it. Dino Riders has been erased from our pop culture. That's crazy to me because it was such a good property and the dinosaurs were so detailed and the story was quality. Dino Riders needs to be a major motion picture. Why hasn't this happened? With today's technology, they could make a wonderful Dino Rider movie. Why hasn't this happened? This is a injustice. This is an injustice to anybody my age. I mean, we're getting cartoon adaptations of it. We got a cartoon adaptation of Jem a couple years ago. Jem. Where's my Dino Rider movie adaptation? But yeah, the toys were a lot of fun and it was just good stuff, guys. Dino Riders. If you've never heard of Dino Riders, look it up on YouTube. Well, I think they only made 13 episodes. Watch the episodes. You're not going to regret it. It's really good stuff. They had some comic books out also. Dino Riders is good. All right. So the fourth one. The fourth one is the girl property. And I'm going to be real with you guys. While I didn't play with these toys, they did make a movie in the 80s that I kind of watched the crap out of. That's the Care Bears. They need to have a Care Bears episode. Care Bears was huge in our pop culture back in the 80s. They were everywhere. They had toys, they had cartoons, they had movies. I think they made 2 Care Bear movies. They had Care Bears and then Care Bears 2, The Next Generation, which I think took place before the first movie. I think, right? I don't know. It's been years and years and years. And then I think they made a third one that was a Christmas-centric movie. But the Care Bears just were everywhere. They had dolls, they had toys, guys, Care Bears was everywhere, trust me. And it was one of those properties my sister was really into. She had all the Care Bear toys, she had Care Bear dolls, Care Bear plushes, she had all sorts of Care Bear stuff, but I'm not kidding you guys, that movie wasn't bad. The Care Bear movie with little Nicholas who finds the evil book and it turns him into an evil wizard. That movie wasn't bad. I'll stand by that. As far as 2D animated kid movies go, that movie wasn't bad. They need to do an episode on Care Bears. As far as girl property goes, that should be the next one. Care Bears. So yeah, Voltron, Thundercats, Dino Riders, Care Bears. I think that would make a killer lineup for the toys that made us season 4. Some honorable mentions for me. I think that the Real Ghostbusters toy line was fantastic. I'd love to see a Real Ghostbusters toy line episode. That might be a little too niche, a little too small of a time period, but they had great toys. The Ghostbuster toys were great. What else? Hot Wheels. They should do a Hot Wheels episode. Think of all the different formats that Hot Wheels have been presented to us over the years, the different kinds of tracks, the different kind of sets, just how Hot Wheels have evolved over the years. They've even had Hot Wheel cartoons. Yeah, a Hot Wheel episode I could definitely get behind. Pound Puppies. Who remembers Pound Puppies? Pound Puppies, you're my one and only puppy love. Remember that? Yeah, I'd watch a Pound Puppies episode for sure. So those are the properties that kind of spring to my mind as honorable mentions, but the first four that I mentioned are the four that I think they should do. I think those would be killer. So let me know what toy lines you think should be included in season 4 of The Toys That Made Us. And keeping with the theme, keeping with the first 3 seasons, let's try to keep it 80s and 90s. I don't think modern toy lines is exactly what The Toys That Made Us is going for. So try to keep it 80s, 90s, and let me know what toy lines you think should be included, because there's probably stuff that I'm just completely glossing over, completely forgetting about. So let me know what you think. Oh, another one that I thought would be kind of cool would be an NES. I don't know if they could include an NES as a toy though. That's a video game console, but as far as my childhood is concerned, the Nintendo Entertainment System it was a through line in my childhood. It was a big part of my childhood was centered around the NES and the Nintendo properties. So I think that'd be cool. But I don't know if that would qualify. But let me know what properties you think would qualify in the comments down below. Which ones should be included in season 4? I'd love to hear your opinions on this. So let me know. And thank you for being here at the LQ Review, where we talk about all of the geeky, nerdy stuff we love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Every single day